skate. It looks like in that second, third, you really took it to him. Is that what you saw as well?
I've said all week that, I think Lake Superior is a team that we tried to tell our guys, and we knew that they were going to play hard. The results that they've gotten this year have not been indicative of how they play, and they've had an incredibly tough non-conference schedule. And I think some of the first period had to do with them being ready to play and playing really hard, and then there were some things that we looked at between the first and the second, and we just didn't do things that allow us to be successful. We turned some pucks over on exits. We turned some pucks over through the neutral. It was kind of like a loose period. We thought it wasn't as necessarily as clean as you'd like it to be, and then we had that little stretch where we bing bing, and that kind of seemed to wake us up. And then after that, they kind of played a little better too. So and then things kind of settled down. We didn't have a power play in the first period, which certainly doesn't lend to a lot of offensive time, and then we got those power plays in the second. We're able to get a goal, and then what those power plays allow you to get zone time and get opportunities and get chances and things like that, and gets guys touching the pucks and stuff. So I think the first period was probably Lake Superior, probably us. Our guys didn't talk about Alaska and saying there were any residual effect from that, but could be.
Did you feel that there was any frustration at all from just the amount of calls that there were?
I don't know. I mean, we try to. One of the things we're trying to learn with our group is that we're going to play teams throughout the course of the year. There's going to be games throughout the course of the year that, for whatever reason, they get frustrating. They get frustrating because the goalie's the best player, the other team's goalie's playing great, or you don't agree with an official's call, or the other team is playing a way that it's frustrating to you because you don't feel like you have time or space. So we've got to try to, the best we can, not be frustrated and just stick to the game plan and not deviate, because once we deviate from the plan, then we get out of what we're built for and what we're good at. So frustration certainly is a part of this, and we're trying to do the best we can to manage that, from coaches included. I didn't take a look at we didn't take a look at all the penalties because we didn't have access to the video after the first. I'm not going to say whether it was good or bad, but I think anytime there's a bunch of penalties, the game doesn't necessarily flow, and we like to have the game flow and get guys going, because I actually thought that Adam Pitter's line was doing some good things, and then when the penalties come, certain guys that aren't a part of the PK and then aren't a part of power play, that's tough for them. They sit there for a while, and it's difficult.
I believe the first shutout of the season. So as good as the defense has played throughout this first part of the season, what kind of growth have you seen on that side of the ice, and then for you to get the first shutout? I mean, just what were you seeing tonight?
I'm not a stats guy, but since it was last weekend, it's the second one. So Dopp had one last weekend. So I don't mean to correct. I just yeah. So it was good. We said in the beginning, I think the first game of the year was 7-4, and we're probably not going to score 7 every game, but we're probably not going to give up 4 every game. And we just feel like the way our team's built, that we've got a bunch of depth, and we're going to defend hard, and we're going to get good goaltending. And so I think it's starting to sort of kind of balance itself out. The games where we haven't been successful, we've had some opportunities and didn't finish. And tonight was a night where some bounces went our way, and we scored. Took advantage of some opportunities. But as far as our defending and our goaltending, I think it starts with our goalie. Eric's been really, really good. He, just like last Saturday at Anchorage, he had to make some good saves. It wasn't like this was a ho-hummer and he stood down in the other end and had 10 shots on him. Early in that game, and there were some power play opportunities in the second period that he was really good on.
Well, with his first year as the full-time starter, I mean, what kind of growth have you seen from Eric, and obviously now with the back-to-back pretty good performances?
Yeah, he's, somebody asked the question in our opening press conference. I remember over at SIBO, somebody asked a question, and the question was, how confident are you in your goaltending? And the response was, we're really confident, because we know what Eric Dopp is all about. We know how he's handled himself over the past 2 years. We know how he's prepared himself to be in this opportunity or in this moment right now, and we felt 100% comfortable that he was going to do everything he could to take advantage of the opportunity, and that's all you can ask. We're not asking. We didn't ask Chris Nell to be Andrew Hammond, and we didn't ask Ryan Bednar to be Chris Nell, and we're not asking Eric Dopp to be Ryan Bednar. We just want the best version of Eric Dopp. So he if you guys know Eric, he just does what you're supposed to do. He puts himself in a position to be successful, and I think it's a great situation for our other goalies because now they see it. Just like Eric watched it, and just like Ryan watched it, just like Chris watched it, and so it's great that you can see kind of the growth over the course of time with our goaltenders.
And he hasn't scored at all so far this year, but have you been satisfied with the play of Brandon? No?
They were going pretty early tonight. I felt somebody asked me the question earlier: Are you happy with where Brandon's at? And my response is that he's got, almost a point a game right now, and he's a point a game player in his career. And there just aren't a bunch of players in college hockey that are point a game guys. He's getting opportunities. When Brandon is skating, and there was a shift in the second period where I think you guys remember that him and Max were kind of all over the offensive zone, and it would be a shot, and then they would retrieve it, and that's Brandon Cruz at his best. And we believe 100% that when this year's over, everybody's gonna be really happy with where Brandon is, and he's gonna be in the conversation for all league just like he's been for his first 2 years. So I think he'd obviously like to score. Doesn't have one yet, but we're not worried about it. We believe he's going to, if it'll come, and when it does, I think it's going to be, there'll be more following.
Aside from the icebreaker, obviously you fell in the opener there. Every weekend opener you guys have won. So what is it about those openers that it seems like you guys come with maybe your A game so far, or at least better than?
Yeah, I think part of it is how you prepare for the week, and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, they're not easy. They're difficult, and you're trying to prepare and put together a game plan. And then Friday comes and you're excited. That's college hockey. The cool thing about it is it's not junior hockey or pro hockey where you play 60, 80 games, and the practices are just kind of part of the deal. Our practices matter, and so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday matter, and they're hard and they're difficult. And we've got competition for spots, and so then when the game comes around, it's ready. These guys are chomping at the bit. They're ready to go. Our challenge, to be perfectly honest, what we've talked to the players about over the last couple of weeks is our Fridays have been good. Now you have to respond because you watch college hockey and you look at scores, and it's very difficult to win 2 games on a weekend. And I used this week when I talked to somebody. You look at last weekend, Mercyhurst lost a game 12-0 on Friday. There's no team in college hockey that's 12 goals better than anybody. And then Saturday they won. Like that, in the simplest, like how do you lose 12-0 and then you turn around and win? That's college hockey. It's difficult to sweep teams. So our challenge is we did what we're supposed to do tonight, and tomorrow night's our next opportunity to take advantage of an opportunity to sweep, which is difficult. So I think Fridays are good for us because of how Monday through Thursday goes. And then our challenge is to try to improve Saturday, and hopefully last week when we did that, we're on the same page.